Welcome back to NBA Cinema. Today we got to talk about the fractured relationship between James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, Harden, we all know, reported to training camp late. He has been talking about Daryl Morey all summer, and that led many to believe that they would move on from James Harden prior to the season. And he's been connected with the Clippers and trade talks and everything. But he was brutally honest today, and people have been waiting to hear from James Harden. We've seen him work out with Tyrese Maxey. We've seen him putting in the work, running the stadiums, whatever. But his relationship with Daryl Morey cannot be fixed, and he told the reporters today. Let's check it out.
Just to the fans, man, it's just appreciate the support and love, and you know, what I mean, it's just definitely just a difficult time, but for me, it's just trusting, people that you've known over a decade, and when I got traded here, my whole thing was I wanted to retire a Sixer. You know what I mean? I wanted to be here and retire a Sixer, and front office didn't have that in their future plans. You know what I mean? So, it's literally out of my control. It's something that I didn't want to happen, an assistant being in this position. But I got to make a decision for my family. I understand this is a business. You know what I mean? So it's just as simple as that. You know what I mean? I come here today, I work my butt off, and do the things necessary as a professional as I would do and as I've been doing for 15 years.
At the front, you had a relationship for 10 years. Do you think this is something that can be repaired? I mean, because you look at it can't. And why? Why is it that? Why do you think it can't be repaired?
And it's not even. This is not even about this situation. This is life. When you lose trust in someone, you know what I mean? It's like a marriage. You lose trust in someone, it's like hot. You know what I mean? So, it's pretty simple.
To get what you want, which is move on from here at this point, is your play going to determine how and who gets involved?
What do you mean?
Like playing games to be able to move.
I mean, like I said, I can control what I control. I'll take it one day at a time and focus on, every day is a new day. So, but my plan is to play basketball, yes, for sure.
What made you after not?
This man front office has had a very, very good relationship, like I said, for a decade. So there was constant communication, you know what I mean? And there was no communication, once we lost. So
after the playoffs,
James, to that point, I guess, do you intend on playing on Monday or
I'm still ramping up, you know what I mean? I'm still ramping up, trying to get myself in the best shape. I feel really, really good. You know what I mean? But there's another level I feel like I can get to and that I am going to get to. I'm sure there's, I think, one more preseason game after that. So I still...
Two now, but yeah.
No, after, yeah. So I'll ramp it up and try to play the last one just to get myself in game situations and get used to the physicality of, defenders bumping you or whatnot, and the speed, the tempo, all that good stuff. So I think we got a good plan in place. Front office about that, but I've just been here, working my butt off, and I love the game of basketball. So I'm just in the gym and putting the work in. That's all I can control.
Is it difficult to be with your teammates, or can you just play the basketball when you're here and let the other stuff?
Control what you can control. You know what I mean? I've been in this league so long and I've seen so many different things to where, I'm here putting work in. And that's all I can do. I work my butt off. You can say whatever you want to say about me, but you don't get, this far in this league without putting work in. And, that's what I lean my hat on. So when things fail or things don't go how you feel they should go, or you just continue to work.
I got tipped off last week by a very reliable source about something that happened in Houston a few months ago. The Houston Rockets were talking to James Harden, thinking about bringing him back after Ime Udoka was brought there. James Harden actually talked, this is what I'm told. I haven't confirmed it with James Harden. This is what I was told. He actually talked himself out of a max deal because he went in there talking about how he wanted to return to being that scoring champion. And Ime Udoka and them were like, nah, we ain't trying to have that here. We building something a little bit different. Had he come in there and said the right things,
They would have given him the max contract.
they would have gave him a max 4-year deal. He talked himself out of his own max deal.
Now, we've all had a lot to say about Harden and the way he's handling things, but now there's been Chris Paul and there's been Carmelo Anthony, who has had similar things to say about Daryl Morey and the way they were moved out of Houston. So I can't say that he's completely innocent in this, but what I do know is he's responsible for Harden obtaining a lot of wealth over the years. And I think at this point in Harden's career, you know, it would behoove him to recognize how he's kind of overpaid at this point, if you want to be honest. You know, Patrick Beverly said he was cooking in practice the other day, and I don't doubt Harden is a great offensive player when he has the ball 95% of the times in pickup in practice. But the fact of the matter is, Kobe Bryant told us a long time ago, and I've always felt this way even before Kobe said it, that this style of basketball will not win you championships. And there's no knock to him. It's just when you're used so much, you know, we looked at Steve Nash and Amari Stoudemire. We looked at all of these players that played in that system. And while the teams were very good and it was challenging to defend, at the end of the day, you were not able to get over that hump with D'Antoni ball, period. And so Harden, you hear the rumors come out talking about him and Ime Udoka, and it was a rumor like he wanted to get back to scoring champion or something like that, and that's when the talk stalled about him going back to Houston. I don't know how true that is, but what Ime Udoka did say is that we don't want a player with the ball in his hands like that if we're going to ever develop Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, all of these young players we have. There's no need, nor does it make sense to even bring James Harden back at this juncture, because we want these young players to thrive, and we are with the youth movement, similar to Portland, and getting rid of Dame, even though that was much different, and Dame isn't known to leave when something goes wrong. But you have that's just the nature of the NBA. Teams go with a youth movement. I mean, it happened to Michael Jordan off of a championship. Now, whatever happened behind the scenes was that, but you think about that team, they could have ran it back in '99 in the lockout and potentially won 4 in a row. But sticking to the subject, man, where do y'all want to see James Harden land? They're talking about the Los Angeles Clippers. How much would you be willing to give up to get James Harden if you're them? And do you trust that Kawhi and PG will be there? Are you going to take on all this money for these players that you already have 2 that hasn't been healthy, but are you going to take on all these contracts and have all these egos of superstars that have not produced an NBA Finals appearance yet? Are you going to do that? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, peace.